We have already showcased the Western Digital My Passport external SSD, which offers superior performance in a much more compact form factor. However, what if you want great performance but in something that's internal? That's where the latest PCI Express SSDs from Western Digital come into play. This is Sandeep from RevAtlas. Let's see how these two SSDs perform. The SSDs are available in two flavors, blue and black, as per usual Western Digital nomenclature. Blue is a series for the more mainstream segment of users, while black is oriented towards no compromise performance. These SSDs are much smaller in size compared to a conventional 2.5-inch SATA based one and offer superior performance as well as using a PCI Express slot to connect directly to your motherboard. Please make sure that your motherboard supports and has a PCI Express slot before getting one of these. Installation is as simple as inserting it into the slot and securing in place with a screw, so there aren't any cables to worry about. In terms of performance, the Western Digital Blue gives up to 540 MB per second read and 500 MB per second write on the 250GB variant, while the 501 TB variants give up to 545 MB per second read and 525 MB per second write speeds. The WD Black is rated to give up to 2050 MB per second read and 800 MB per second write speed on the 500GB variant and 700 MB per second write speed on the 250GB variant. We tested the 250GB variant of the WD Blue and got a speed of around 550 MB per second and 510 MB per second in terms of read and write in our speed test, which is higher than advertised. The black 500GB on the other hand gave us around 1950 MB per second and 835 MB per second in terms of read and write speeds. The read speed is lower than advertised, but the write speed was higher. While these synthetic benchmarks do offer an insight on the rough performance expectations, you only truly experience an SSD's benefits in terms of real-life performance, where you see much faster boot times, app opening times, and also folks such as yours truly in terms of photo and video editing as well as rendering and export times. These are much faster than your conventional 2.5-inch SATA SSDs or 3.5-inch SATA HDDs. The WD Black 500GB retails at Rs 21,500 in terms of MRP, while the 250GB WD Blue retails at an MRP of 9,500. However, both of these are available at a much lower asking price, and I personally would prefer the WD Black. However, based on your needs, perhaps one may be better than the other. Thanks for watching, see you again in the next one.